how much they are relying on Max, and if he gets out, their whole race is done. Not lose.
We did not, Sammy, you would have had to do a pie in the face. There's no pies.
Welcome back to Drive Like a Gal, episode 26.
Yay!
Yay!
Guys, it's so hot. Like, I'm sweating.
It's boiling. What is it right now? 33 degrees in this house.
Well, it says at my thermometer thing that it's 33, but I don't think it is. It says outside it's about 29. So we have got the fan on and the windows both open, so you're either going to hear a train or cars or bibbing or a siren or something, because this is London. So you'll hear something. So I am sorry about that, but otherwise we would sweat too much. Like, it would feel uncomfortable. So,
let us off,
please.
You know.
And the water sips, please.
Yeah, and if we've got any international fans that are making fun of us about British heat, now I'm telling you, it's hot. It is different. It's something
a different
else.
Heat. We don't get aircon.
Yeah,
like,
no
anywhere.
aircon. All the houses are built to literally be hot, like to contain heat, because it's supposed to be cold.
Yes, literally. And my mum doesn't even have aircon at her work.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
So peak. Honestly, my aircon at my work is so rubbish. I was going in and I really wanted to step in and it be cold, and it's not.
Really, was it not?
No, I mean, it's definitely like there's aircon there, but it's not like cold. It's like, you know, you have to stand still for a while and then you start to cool down.
Right.
I was fuming.
That's not nice.
No.
I feel like, did you notice this morning on your commute that it was more busy than usual? Because I think people are going into the office because they have aircon at their offices. They're not going to want to stay home. I would have literally died if I had to work from home today.
Really? But then
I could not.
The commute honestly almost killed me off, that I was nearly like, I wish I just stayed at home.
Yeah.
Because yesterday I worked from home and it was like, it was really hot yesterday, but because I was working from home, I just like keep everything shut. Like, I close all the curtains. I'm basically in like pitch black, and then so there's no heat, and then you're barely moving. So I was like fine at home yesterday, but after the commute today I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, no, the commute is bad, but it's once you get in the office where it's a bit nice. But anyway, apart from that it's race week. Silverstone is this weekend, but we're not going. But we knew we weren't going this year. We had too many other plans where we're going on holiday in other places, so I personally wouldn't be able to afford it.
No, it's very spenny, but we're gonna, next year, maybe not Silverstone, but
we're thinking somewhere else, aren't we? Different country.
Yeah.
Because then we could make a proper holiday out of it as well.
Yeah. Though anywhere we go, it's completely changed by the Grand Prix, you know. Yeah. If it's like a
which is what I want.
Yeah. We want to be.
I want that.
Engulfed in the vibes.
whole time.
Yeah.
But if you are going to Silverstone, let us know. I'm very, very jealous. But it's fine. We can talk about it instead.
Yeah.
I can't even watch it with you. You're away.
I'm in Spain, which is like actually hilarious that for the British Grand Prix I'm not even here. Yeah. I didn't really plan that through.
No, you didn't. But life happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll be watching it in Spain.
Yeah, ooh, fun.
I know. I don't know how. I'm going to have to find like some situation.
There'll be some British sports bar that will be.
We're actually really close to Benidorm.
Are you?
Yeah, I know.
No, Benidorm, it gets that vibe. I've never been, so I can't say. But surely it's not that bad.
No, I don't. I think where we are is really nice. There's loads of like really nice waterfalls nearby. We're not actually in Benidorm. Like, we're just nearby. But yeah, maybe if we go into Benidorm we can find a sports bar showing the
that
F1.
Close you'd go in. You should. That could be very fun. And cheap drinks.
Yeah. You
should do it. But anyway, before we talk about Silverstone, even though we've already started, we've obviously just come back from Austria.
So the home of Red Bull.
It was the home of Red Bull, and It was okay. It wasn't a good race for a lot of Williams fans, a lot of Red Bull fans. Yes.
I'm really, really sorry.
I know. But it wasn't also that great for Ferrari fans either.
Well, it was Lewis's best finish of the season.
But I want to say that it wasn't, just because he's still having a lot of issues with the team.
Again.
Yeah. And like they basically wanted him to pit. And he said he didn't want to pit, and he stayed out. Right. So I don't want to say
not the communication.
It's not, half and half with Ferrari. But I am just trying to make you feel like you had a bad weekend, so I'm not the only one that had a bad weekend. Oh right,
you're trying to make me feel worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you feel worse just because Williams had probably
a shit weekend.
The worst weekend this year.
No,
it has to be surely
really peak.
Really so bad.
Peak. I actually missed what was happening to Albon. I just looked up and again, seems like the 5th weekend in a row, his car just breaks down.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
But this is what keeps happening. Their cars just when their cars want to race, they'll do the whole race, and when they don't want to race, they won't race at all.
Oh, so the car has a personality.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. The car's just like.
Yeah, it's like, do you know what? If I'm not going to race, I ain't doing one single bloody lap.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it. But if I'm doing it, I'm doing the whole thing, and I'm doing it well.
I'm doing it
good.
But
yeah, Carlos Sainz just decided to do a Sunny Haze.
Right, did you think that? Because literally when I watched it, I literally
said it straight away.
I said it straight
away. Literally, because obviously we have just come, if you haven't seen the F1 film, you won't know what we mean. But basically, this is a spoiler. Okay. In the F1 film, Sunny Haze, which is the main character played by Brad Pitt, he basically pretends that he can't start the car on the formation lap, so that
he's at the back.
But by the time he gets to the race, so once he's done the formation lap, whilst he's well behind, his tyres will still be warm, or the most warm,
and everybody else has been
than everyone
waiting.
else's. Because they're all waiting for him to join, and then they start the formation lap, and he's got the warmest tyres, so then it gives him an advantage. Okay, did I explain that? I feel like that was really long.
But I literally just, no word of a lie, said it straight away.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
That's
a lot of
so
people
funny.
Did. And his car, he wasn't starting. And then I think he moved a little, or they jump started, and then all of a sudden, fire.
But it was because his brakes were on the entire formation lap, right? So
I don't know what the hell went wrong.
Yeah, so I think basically he couldn't start, and because I think his brakes were locked on, and then they came and gave him a little push, gave him a little head start, which got him to go. So then he was driving, but he was driving the whole way around with his brakes on, which I don't even know how you do that, and that's what caused the fire.
It's obviously a fault, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not good weekend. Not a good weekend.
And then what happened with Albon?
So the
I
race,
actually missed that.
No, because I watched the whole thing, and you know what it felt like for me when I was watching it was that it was just box to retire, and then
okay, so I didn't really miss anything, because I was go to our TikTok, I was making friendship bracelets at the same time as watching the race, so I felt honestly I was looking down, threading a bead, and then I looked up and Albon was off.
Yeah, because it just happened nothing really, because I think when that was happening, McLarens were racing,
right.
So obviously the lights went out, and it was a really good start for Lando, but obviously Oscar as well, a very good start for him. And so they were battling it out for kind of the whole race. They were having it, which is good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that McLaren didn't get involved with any of it, because it really showed Lando's true talent, because everyone's been saying that Piastri is better than him, but this weekend just shows that he is just as good as he's always been. He's just sometimes has bad weekends, like we all have, could be for multiple reasons other than maybe the car or anything. But anyway, I think that's why we didn't see the Alex. They didn't make it kind of a big deal, because I think it was, everyone was,
attention was elsewhere.
Oscar was kind of overtaking,
yeah,
and then they were going back, and Lando was in front, and so I think that I felt like the whole race was just about them two,
yeah,
which is very fair. is very fair. And it was a good weekend for McLaren. They really, I think Piastri made a few little mistakes.
Well, something's got in his way. Like, there was the whole blue flag drama.
Yes, so a lot of traffic on the track.
Yeah, because it was a really short one, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
as in a short track.
Yeah, no, yeah. And it was just, I think they were all getting frustrated. So it's like trying to overtake them without trying to lose as much time. But you do end up losing like a good couple seconds.
Yeah, but then Colapinto got right in his way because so Colapinto and Yuki were having a moment.
Yeah.
A whole situation, and then they got blue flagged, but Colapinto kind of pushed
Piastri off the track. But he did. He went on the grass.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Okay, so when that happened, I was like, Franco, darling, do you not see who's behind you? Like, you actually need to move out of the way. Because that's the thing, like, by the time they're reaching them, it happened a couple times where they're all having their own little moments, so they don't want to slow down to, like, let them by, but they have to. So then the driver's trying to go back to their position is just losing seconds, which is stupid. But obviously there's no way they can fix that. It's just like, it kind of made it a bit more interesting, though.
Yeah,
like,
it was good.
Because Colapinto, he said in the end he didn't see him. That's why he did it. But I was like, what? But maybe because he was so focused on Yuki in that situation that he genuinely didn't see him.
We need the helmet
and pushed him on the track. But Oscar keeps making funny jokes that it's like Alpine are still trying to F him over, even all these years later.
Wait, what's the reference? Did he used to drive for Alpine?
Yes, darling. Do you not know the drama?
No.
Not
in Formula 1?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Not in Formula 1?
Yes,
no way.
He did. So he was their junior driver.
Oh, right, okay.
And then they signed him for a seat, and he didn't sign the contract, but they assumed that he would take that seat, and he just went to McLaren, and made a tweet about it, because Alpine were basically saying Oscar's going to be our new driver, and he was just like, I ain't signed anything.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That is so crazy. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and they're still trying to mess him up.
They're still trying to mess him up.
Oh, bless.
But
well, Colapinto got a 5-second penalty for that anyway.
Yes.
And then Yuki got a 10-second penalty later for smashing into him. So.
Yes. And Yuki again. Okay, here we are. It's just a bad weekend for Red Bull. Max and Kimi crashed into Max. Max ended up having to DNF. P16 and then last for Yuki. The other way round. P16 for Yuki, last for Verstappen. But and now they're saying, oh, Max is going to leave and go to Mercedes, right? That's now in talks.
Big jump.
And then it's like, now they're going to, what's Yuki's future looking like? What's going to happen in that situation? And it is all very much up in the air. But the only way that Red Bull can fix their issue is if they admit that it is the car. I'm sorry, look, I'm not an expert, and I'm not here to tell them that, I'm right. But just from an outsider's perspective, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But what else is it at this point?
You've brought in so many drivers, and they're not mixing well with the car. Even your main driver and his car aren't doing that great, considering what they used to be.
Yeah. And
I just think he made a statement, Christian Horner made a statement about the Yuki situation in the car, and he said, Yuki's, trying really hard and whatever, but, it's not, he's basically saying, it's not a difficult car to drive. So he made that statement, and my first thought is,
how do you know?
But are you the one driving it?
Yeah.
Because you're not. And you're not an F1 driver, and you're clearly not listening to your drivers, because I guarantee those drivers that have taken that seat are going to him in those meetings and saying, this is wrong. Surely they're not sitting behind and just going, it's me.
No, it's fine. Gaslighting them.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And I just think, you drive it then, Christian. If it's that easy, you drive it, mate. You do it. You did it. So nothing's gonna change.
No.
Until
Max leaves.
Why would that change do you think that would be the nail in the coffin of them, like, okay, we need to switch up this whole thing?
Yeah, I think so, 100%, because I think as well, obviously Max is also not as happy with the car, but Max is still doing, and I just thought it shows massively how much, we all know it, but how much they are relying on Max, and if he gets out, their whole race is done, because they cannot rely on their second driver at all.
Yeah.
And I think it won't be until Max leaves, because they've practically designed this car for him. It won't be until he leaves that they are forced to get a new driver and to hopefully adapt to a new driver and adapt the car, because I don't think they will, because I think they will adapt the car, continue to do that for Max's benefit, and they won't change that until he leaves.
They won't. But I think, because it's not like Max is, and I have a feeling, you know, Max probably might be there saying, you know, it's the car as well, because he's so nice to that second seat driver, like, no matter who it's been, he's always had sympathy for them, so he clearly understands the situation. He's not stupid. I just think Kick Sauber are doing better than him. Kick Sauber are doing better than Red Bull right now. Yeah. And if Max leaves, which I really don't know, I really don't think he will. Happen. I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, I'll be very shocked.
Good tea.
Yeah, it would be. But they're literally going to fall. As the season progresses, they're going to fall and fall and fall to like... And technically, even though on the Constructors' Championship, they're not at the bottom. They will. They're in fourth place now, I think. But they will just fall and be in like the team of an Alpine, or be in the kind of Kick Sauber. Like, I'm sorry, Kick Sauber have got more points.
Yeah, mental.
Like,
you know what?
Drivers' points, I mean.
Yeah. You know, I've got an F1 hot take about Max. I think it's more likely that he will leave Formula One than he will change teams. I think.
Retire.
Yeah. Because he has already got 4 World Championships at the age of, I don't even know how old he is, not very old, 20 something. And
he must be in his 30s.
He is over it. Mate, he is done. He'd rather be on the sim. He doesn't give a flying anything about media. Well, he never has, but about any of it. He's not going to the F1 premiere. He's not doing any extra press that he needs to. Hates socials. He's a really funny guy, but he doesn't need to be on Drive to Survive. Like, he doesn't want any of it. He's there to drive, and I'm not even seeing any kind of drive in him. When he's there, he just seems so nonchalant.
The vibe of like he's over it.
He's so over it.
I see that, but then a part of me, and I get you 100%, but then also a part of me is like, but this is his dream. Like, surely he would not leave it.
He's made his dream.
Yeah, but like, have you ever really made it?
No, yeah. There's always.
Do you know what I mean? There's always a.
But he's just had a baby. No, honestly, he had the baby, and I feel like he's like.
But then he didn't. He came straight back.
Yeah, no, like a G, and like it's so fine, and he's amazing, and he's very good. I just don't think he necessarily cares as much.
Do you think he would leave Formula One and go to another sort of motor racing, and do that instead? Because instead of going to the F1 movie premiere, he did do another type of racing. I don't know what it's called, but he did that instead. So maybe
I can't call that far. My crystal ball.
But I get what you're saying, and I can sense that vibe as well, but I really don't know if
I just also can't see him driving for anyone else.
Yeah, but neither, but he's got loads more years in him. Surely he's got loads more years left in him.
But then Nico Rosberg won one and left, you know.
It's so true, but I feel like that's different though. I feel like that's different. But anyway, let's talk about something a bit more happy and positive in the world of F1. Kick Sauber, the Sauber team. Wow. Whoop, whoop. This was such an extraordinary weekend for them. Like, insane.
Yeah.
Hulkenberg, finished in P9.
Yeah.
And he went from P20, I want to say, bottom of the grid.
Let me find out for you.
I can't believe he managed to do that and jump so high up. And after the little race with Gabriel and Fernando congratulated him on his first points in Formula 1. So that was nice to see. It was very nice to see.
Was Gabriel the one that Max gave a little slipstream to in the qualifying?
Yeah, so Max is helping these rookies out, honestly.
Max,
they're saying he's the dad.
He loves these rookies.
He's the dad of them. And I think it's because he really knows, obviously, how it feels to be in that situation, as they all do. But it really just shows what a nice person he is. And I really don't understand why he gets so much hate. I don't know how true, you know, this post was, and it was just something I saw and kind of swiped across, but it was someone saying before the Austrian Grand Prix, they said, oh, you know, if you're supporting Max, you know, and you're getting any hate by anyone in the crowd of you supporting him, you know, keep your support on Max strong. Like, don't let the haters get involved. Like, if anyone starts an argument, like, you need to get help. Like, don't have physical fight.
What? Who's having physical?
I know. I was like, wait, are people actually? Because, you know, in football, obviously we've never been to a Grand Prix, right?
I have.
Well, you have, but
yeah,
I haven't. Sorry. And in football, like, they all chant at each other and it's all very aggressive, and I'm just like, would it be that vibe if, say, I was cheering on Lando? Would an Oscar fan like slap me round the face?
I don't think so.
No, neither do I.
don't
However,
think so.
I did see a fight in I think it was Canada, in the grandstand. Yeah. Punching, swinging.
About what?
Well, I don't know. It was just a video. I don't think anyone knows, because there were just random people watching.
Maybe it
and
was
they were
like
swinging, fighting. It could have. I assumed it might not be something to do with the race, but people could get really offended. And when people are posting about, oh, if you're a Max fan, you're getting hate, like giving advice, and I'm like, surely not.
Yeah, I'm
It's
really
a bit
sorry if you are a
extreme.
Max fan and you're getting hate. I hope that isn't happening to you, because that is rubbish. Like, we could all, like, you know, I can spout a load of rubbish about not wanting to be a Red Bull fan and all this stuff, but I really like Max, and also I don't think I would judge anyone for being any fan.
You
for
wouldn't
any team.
hate another girl or guy who's a Red Bull fan. You wouldn't like see them out on the street and be like, I don't know. I just think it's so odd that people
and
are
give them
causing
hate.
fights.
I might be like, so why?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't hate anybody.
Yeah. But Yuki's getting also some more racism on his social media, apparently, because I think he put his middle finger up at Colapinto after their little situation.
How many people do that all the time?
Literally. But
the time.
You know, there has been, when Colapinto got the seat in Alpine, everyone's been saying his kind of fan base are very aggressive and they like to attack other people, other drivers on social media. Like, they attacked Jack Doohan, saying, you know, this should have been Franco, and then so anyone that's kind of and it should be that George lad. When something is not going his way, he lashes out. When something is not going his way, he likes to lash out.
Right, yeah. I know
it's
the
the
interview.
funniest sound. You've
I'm
not seen the edits. Oh, it's just great. I love it. One thing I find hard, and I love watching a race, but I really find it hard to try and keep track of all of the different drivers and cars and like what's going on a lot of the time. So, and I do think when we watch it, it's also so hard for them to talk about everyone.
Yeah.
They can't.
Well,
so like we do miss out on like loads of things, on like the little wins that the smaller teams, not the smaller teams and such, but you know what I mean, like the teams that are at the bottom of the grid, like they do get kind of left out with a lot of their little wins and celebrations, because yes, they may not be on the podium, but it's little wins to them, and it means so much to them. I wish we saw more of that. I wish they
well, this is when we need like an extreme F1 setup where we've got like multiple screens
that would
with
be
all
ideal.
the different driver point of views and everything.
That would be ideal.
But then I think I would get really overstimulated.
So Arvid Lindblad.
Whoa.
Arvid Lindblad. Guys, please tell me how
Arvid
to say.
Lindblad.
He is the junior Red Bull driver, and he's going to be racing at FP1 in Silverstone.
Yeah.
And he just recently got his super driver's license, so he can perform in a Red Bull F1 car, obviously, now. And I genuinely think, will he be replaced by Yuki? Could they do it again? If this Arvid guy, okay, if he performs well, which is silly because Yuki performed well, didn't he? That's why they replaced him with Yuki.
Yeah,
and then this whole situation's happened. Same with Liam.
Two races.
Exactly. So I'm like, Arvid, I think you need to kind of, try and make sure you impress other teams, not the actual team.
Don't do it.
That you're driving for.
It's a trap.
It's a trap, and I'm kind of scared for anyone else now.
It's
I think this Yuki situation has just really solidified it for me. Like, it can't go on like this.
No.
So I'm like, Arvid, okay, good luck for Silverstone. He's British
Wishing
as
you
well.
The best.
He's British, so this will be like such a good race. The first time, he must be so scared, so nervous. But try not to show off too much. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But Colapinto, sorry, there was one thing I actually wanted to say as well about some drama that's happening this week.
Oh, yeah?
And Colapinto is apparently on a warning with Alpine. So we know what Alpine are like. They're kind of giving Red Bull in the sense of swapping and changing drivers.
What's his name, the guy? Who runs Alpine? What's his name?
Flavio. Franco's been given a warning. Look, this KB or BS, and he has not got a warning.
What for?
For he's not performing well. Right. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. Like, they're rookie drivers.
And you're
there
Alpine.
Are rookie drivers.
Get
Hello,
out.
people. Yeah, and you're Alpine. Like, he's driving the Alpine car and he's a rookie. What else do you want the boy to do?
Yeah.
They're saying that could potentially be replaced by Valtteri Bottas, because Valtteri Bottas is having conversations with Alpine as well as the new F1 team. What's the new F1 team?
Cadillac.
I just think, surely not. You would not get Valtteri. You can't replace Franco with Valtteri. I just don't. In my head, that just doesn't work, because it's not like Valtteri was. He's a good driver, don't get me wrong, and he was back in the day with Mercedes, but obviously recently with Sauber, as we've seen, he was at the bottom of the grid basically the whole entire year.
Valtteri Bottas, right.
So I just why would you replace Franco, who's a new and up and coming driver? And if I don't get that, and it is probably just rumours, but I think it makes more sense for Valtteri to go to the new F1 team.
Yeah, and I'd be well excited for that.
I would be up for it, definitely. And he gave that little hint, which is probably just
to wind us all up.
Oh my god, definitely.
But yeah, interesting.
It is interesting. And also, a little fun fact, because it is Silverstone this weekend, obviously we're going to see Lewis Hamilton, and I know a lot of people are very upset because they're probably thinking, Lewis Hamilton is not going to...
I'm not thinking that.
...do well.
I'm not thinking that, Jess.
Okay, you're staying positive.
I'm staying really positive. He just came fourth, and that's his best result yet. That is one step away from the podium. If he keeps us up next week, he could be on there.
Yeah. There's always a possibility they could all crash out, and he's number
George,
one.
Lewis. I need it again. I need it again. It was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So, the stats are that Lewis Hamilton has been on the podium at Silverstone since 2014. Every single one. So that's 10 years in a row that he has been on the podium. And most of that he's got on P1. Okay? Silverstone is a very lucky track for Hamilton. Will we see it on this race? A lot of people are scared. You're saying yes, I'm saying no. And I'm not saying that because I don't want it to happen. I'm just being realistic. And again, if you prove me wrong, then happy days. But I'm sorry, but if it
Should
was
we
any
put a bet
other
on it?
weekend, yeah, bet on it. I wanted to also just touch upon Davide Valcezzi.
Ooh.
Valcezzi. Does anyone know who Davide Valcezzi is?
Is this not the same Davide from Love Island?
No, unfortunately it's not. But Davide, he is the Italian commentator. I don't think he's technically a commentator in our world of Sky Sports UK, but you may have seen him on the side doing his little commentating, and the way that he came to light by how he calls drivers. So his accent, he has a very strong Italian accent, so he does pronounce the names in quite a funny way, so it got a lot of people's attentions. A lot of people were making funny TikTok jokes, which I loved. And we saw him recently, literally in Austria, and Jeremy Clarkson tweeted about him and said, who is this Italian commentator? We need to see more of him, because he done like a funny thing where he was on the side of the racetrack and he was kind of showing you the actual speed of an F1 car, and his reactions and just everything, his mannerisms are hilarious. So Jeremy Clarkson wanted to see more of him, and then I was thinking, well, who is this guy? Like, everyone's talking about him, but like, who actually is he? So I did some digging, Sammy. Okay, so he used to be an Italian racing driver, and he kind of had like an up and down career. He never really did amazing, and then kind of had some lows. He had a back injury, etc. But in 2012, he won the GP2 championship, and which made him secure a place with Lotus F1 Racing as a third driver. Okay, so like a replacement driver.
Yeah.
And
Back
that was in 2014, so 2 years after he won that championship. And there was a time where Kimi Räikkönen, who was driving for them at the time, had like an emergency operation for a past injury, etc. And so they said, well, this is Davide's chance to step into Formula 1, do his first race, but the team made a last minute decision to pick another racing driver instead. They got a lot of backlash. Anyway, so that didn't work out. He eventually got dropped from F1 being a third driver. He never made it to F1 really. In 2016, he became Italian Sky Sports commentator and kind of analytics guy, and then he also presented Top Gear in Italy, so the Italian version, and he's doing really well.
And Jeremy Clarkson doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
bit of a slap in the face, that.
Yeah, isn't it? And in 2023, so 2 years ago, he was commentating with another female commentator, and a woman walked past as they were commentating live on air. I think it was after the race, and kind of he made a passing comment or joke about the woman because she was dressed to the nines, and said like she must have paid extra or something. Right. So he made, I don't know the word for word, so I don't want to speculate, but the reports online said that he made a sexist remark about someone in the paddock live on air. So him and the woman got suspended. And he's only just started to trickle back into Sky Sports and commentating. But he kind of went back into that world, but he was suspended for sexist remarks. So when I found that out, I was like, I don't know if I find him that funny anymore. But
I don't make a bad joke.
Look, I don't want to be that person, you know. But I don't think, from the reports, I really don't think the comment was like
the worst thing in the world.
No, 100% not, and it doesn't make him a terrible, like, sexist arse. He could be, but just from what the reports, and they apologise and they made statements, and you know, Sky Sports just have to do their job of suspending them, and so he's now trickling back, and he's obviously made quite an impression with us. So will we be seeing him more?
Oh well, I've still yet to even notice who this guy
is. You
need
to look him up.
Wait, so but
he's
like,
fun.
Okay,
but when I found that out, I was a bit like, can I find him fun anymore?
You know,
I don't know.
it's fine.
No, Sammy, it really made me feel a certain way. And I just thought, oh, there goes another one. Another one bites the dust.
I was going to ask, last week, didn't we enter into a little bit of a challenge /
we did. Yeah, so we got a DM on TikTok from a small creator, and they basically said, do we want to take part in their game?
Who's the creator?
Corn.vfx.
Okay.
I don't know what that stands for. I don't know what it means. Cool. Don't even know their name. Don't even know if they're a boy or a girl.
Hey, Corn.
Yeah, so I don't know. But basically, their challenge is they message loads of creators, go on and give their predictions. So we have to give who's the pole position, who's race winner, will there be a safety car, will there be a DNF, and who gets the fastest lap. So we submitted our predictions, and if you go below the points, you're at risk for a pie in the face. So that's your forfeit. If you lose, you have to do a pie to the face. Luckily.
Oh, we did not lose.
We did not. Sammy, you would have had to do a pie in the face. There's no pies. We did not lose.
I did think that. I was like, where's this cream? But we made good guess because we said.
Yeah, we made such good predictions.
I was literally like, wow.
Because we were kind of debating about Austria. Like, I said Oscar and Max. Then I was like, is that too predictable? Then you were like, what about Lando? And I was like, yeah. So we did Max as pole position, Lando as winning, DNF yes, safety car yes, and Lando fastest lap. Lando wasn't the fastest lap, I'm pretty sure.
Oscar.
But there was a DNF, there was a safety car, and
Lando won.
Lando won, but Max didn't get pole position. But in the end, we got 3 points, which made us, like, we were up there with everyone. We came P7.
Wow. How many people were doing that?
20
Oh
something.
my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. No pie to the face. Sorry for all your viewers, because I'm sure you'd love to see us get a pie to the face.
Yeah. I thought that it would be quite funny, but then when the results came in, like, why did I get nervous? Like, I was like, oh my god, we might actually have to do a pie in the face. And then I looked and we were right at the top. I was like, oh,
thank goodness. Who came first and how did they guess?
I can't remember their name, but it was a gal, and I don't know what her predictions were. I just know I think she got 5, so she got all of them right. 5 points, I think she got. There was 5 questions.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Very love that for you.
Yeah.
That's so good. I've got Silverstone this weekend.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Oh my god.
We always forget the most biggest points.
We do. Literally, so this week is Silverstone, and in London everyone's gearing up. Like, every team is doing an event. Also, I found out Ferrari are doing something, and I'm not going to go to it.
What day?
Thursday. Fuming.
Why
They're
can't you
taking
go?
over.
Oh, you're flying.
Yeah, I'm flying to Spain. So peak.
They're taking over what?
They're taking over like some restaurant, and they're doing like pizza making and a whole bunch of. I know.
What?
I know.
And do you need tickets?
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, what?
I know.
Pizza making.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
They've all kind of just selected this week, obviously because it's Silverstone, as we've said, but it makes it really hard to, like, because I want to go to everything, because I'm not going to Silverstone, I want to go to all of them, but they're all in the week, all on stupid times. I've managed to get a half day. You're coming, so tomorrow I've managed to get a half day because Williams are doing a fan zone. So they're having Jenson Button and James Vowles at 12 doing a talk, and it's supported with the Fast and the Curious podcast. And then at 2 they're doing a Q&A with Alex Albon. So we're going, but obviously I'm missing the James Vowles and Jenson Button, which if you are a fan of this podcast you would know that really upsets me that I won't be able to meet James Vowles. He might still be there, because I'm getting there for about 1ish, let's say, just an hour before Alex Albon comes in. I'm just worried we won't get in.
I did think that the other day, and I was like, is this going to be like a massive queued up situation?
I'm just a bit scared because the tickets.
Well, I'm going in my lunch break, so if I don't get in, I'm screwed.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's all free, so all you literally have to do is sign up and download the app. Like, it literally takes 5 seconds. I'm just thinking, surely we're not going to get in, because it's not like we're
there all day.
We can't get there really early because we have to work. This is why sometimes I find it so hard being a fan, because like I want to go to all these things.
Yeah, I can't take the day off.
I can't even watch practice most of the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm at work. It's annoying, like actually annoying. And I'm going to be so upset if we can't, because I've literally taken a half day just for this. My manager's letting me leave at 12.
It crossed my mind, but I am optimistic. I was like, you'll get in, surely.
But then we are going to the McLaren thing in the evening after, because that finishes to like it's on till 10:30. And I don't think they're doing anything. Anyone's there to talk.
No, but I think there's lots of like activities for us to like get involved in.
Yeah, which I
hope
so
that
here
doesn't
for.
get like really busy as well.
We're going just before everyone's kind of going to be finishing work,
yeah,
so it potentially could be. But look, even if we don't get into the Alex Albon Q&A, you know, I'm sure there'll be other things that we can do. I've got to stay positive with these things.
We'll film it for you guys.
Yes,
and
I'll definitely be filming it. We also went to the Selfridges pop-up shop.
Yeah, go watch our TikTok on that.
Yeah, we made a TikTok about it. You literally have to be a millionaire to go in it.
Anything.
Guess how much it was for a t-shirt? In the comments, guess how much it was for a t-shirt. And you'll know the answer if you watch the TikTok. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But very, very expensive. It was cool, very small.
Yeah, definitely.
Very small place.
Pop-up.
Yeah, it was very much a pop-up.
Yeah.
But the pieces were sick. I can't
lie.
The vintage
cool.
pieces were
I want
sick.
one. I want one so much.
I think we all
my
do.
God, and today in the office, go watch our TikTok as well, but I'm just sitting there minding my own business, working, and my boss turns to me and goes, "Oh, Sammy, look." And I get up, I'm like, what? And we go, he's like stood up, walks towards the window because we're right next to the river. And I get up and he's like, look. And I see a giant helmet. And it's the Aston Martin giant helmet. And I literally,
just
I
on
wish
the
I'd
back
filmed
of a truck.
Just on the back of a truck. And I screamed. Everybody else in the office around me literally was like, what? And I run, because I've got up, gone to the window to be like, what? See it come out, scream, run back, grab my phone, and I'm filming it. And then one of my other bosses is like, so wait, but what is this for? Like, what is that? I don't get it. And then I had to like explain. But I was literally freaking out, and my other boss that had pointed it out to me was like laughing so hard. And this was after I'd mentioned, tomorrow on my lunch break I'm gonna go.
That is
to
funny.
The Williams thing.
And because it's all happening in London, and we live and work in London, I just feel like it's everywhere.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
exciting.
On my commute home, I'm actually looking in case I see anything, because this girl, she was in a taxi in London yesterday, and she was, I can't remember what street, and they all had like loads of Williams setting up, like pushing F1 cars on the street, and she got her taxi driver to like go round, and she was just filming it.
Oh my God.
And I just think, why couldn't I have been that taxi driver?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have seen that?
Yeah.
Why is this not happening near my work?
Soz.
Yeah. It's not happening near my work. I don't see anything.
No, nothing ever happens. That's not true. Stuff does happen around my office. But, like, that
you
was
have
so
a lot
random.
of filming around your
Yeah,
office.
I do.
You
have
actually
a lot of
do.
filming,
So
yeah.
that is a lie.
Yeah. Idris Elba was
That
on
is a
that
lie.
bridge once. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
see?
so was George Clooney.
See?
Yeah, mental.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm very excited, but check out our socials. Please, guys, we've hit 1,000 followers finally on TikTok. So please go follow and show some love and support.
Yeah.
We're also posting a lot more content. We're trying to get out there. Obviously, still BRB on the race track, seeing us on a race track.
Yeah, but we'll be there one day.
We're here for the other things, everything in London. So...
Woo!
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Me too. I can't wait to chat through Silverstone next week.
Yes, I know, and I can't wait to watch it and just look at the crowd and just think how jealous I am. But I can enjoy it from my sofa. It
Yeah.
will be just as fun. Not. Anyway, right, have a lovely week. Enjoy Silverstone, guys.
Yes.
And show some love and support. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.